Let me show you how you can make an easy habit tracking progress paper so that way you don't need to use apps or you don't need to track every waking minute. So with this, you can see your progress every day on your success habits. So I'm going to start off by giving you the 15 habit groups that we're going to do. And on the paper, I'm going to show you which ones are worth tracking because not every habit is worth tracking. So grab a pen and paper and follow along with me. And I'm going to show you exactly step by step how you can do this. And remember, this is just an outline. The habits that you do might be different, but these habit groups are habits that you probably do or want to do. So the 15 habit groups, we got morning routine set up for the first main habit. That's stuff like setting up your habit tracking papers like this, checking your emails, checking your social media notifications. We got money habits, which is the 16 money habits. So like for me, it would be creating assets. We got bonus habits. This is extra habits that you want to do for success. So it could be like testing ideas that you learn from books and videos. It could be improving your food plan, improving your workout routine, stuff like that. We got set up and track. So after a habit, you have to set up for the next habit and you track the progress for each money habit. So that's set up and track. We got bathroom, communication or social circle, charge devices, clean. This is different stuff for cleaning. So like maybe cleaning your floor, doing laundry, washing your car. We got drink water or health drinks, workouts, entertainment, eating. This is different meals and snacks if you eat that. Clean up to sleep. That's like cleaning your floor. That's like cleaning your desk and getting everything set up the way it was when you woke up. So that way everything is fresh for tomorrow. And then you have your night routine. So those are 15 habit groups we're going to work with. You might have more habit groups, but keep it simple and start off with these 15. So now I'm going to show you what you're right and which ones are worth tracking. Because not every habit is worth tracking. So let's start off with the ones that I don't think are worth tracking. So let's see. Drink water. I think drinking water, you don't need to time track, but I think it could be useful to see how much cups of water you're drinking a day. So that way you're more aware. So drink water, I'll track. I'd say bathroom, you don't really need to time track or track how many times you use the bathroom. Charge devices, no. You could still do these, but you don't need to actually write down how many times you did it. So we got bathroom and charge devices. Set up and track. For set up and track for each habit, I'll just include this. I'll just be aware of it and just include it in the actual habits. I'll explain to you that in a second. Communication, you don't need to time track or track them out because you want to focus on the quality of the conversations and messages, not the amount of messages that you sent or the amount of minutes that you spent on that. So get a good social circle in all areas of your life, but you don't need to time track that. And then I'd say clean up. You don't need to track it. Like if you do clothes, just know how often you clean your clothes or how often you're supposed to clean your floor. So I'd say for clean, you don't need to track or time track that. Okay, so the 5 habits that we're not going to time track is set up and track for each money habit, bathroom, communication, charge devices, and clean. And the 10 habits that we're going to track is morning routine, set up for the first main habit, money habits, bonus habits, drink water, workouts, entertainment, eat, clean up to sleep, and the night routine. So now you get a blank piece of paper and let me show you the first thing you need to write. So on the first page, we're going to do this. Let's start off by tracking the money habits, the bonus habits. So what you're going to do is at the top of the page, you're going to write today's month, day, and year. So each day you're going to write that. So whatever month, day, and year it is today, you would fill that out. And then what you want to do is you put a little line over here. So the first thing over here is where you put the bonus habits. So let's say you have 3 bonus habits. 5 minutes improving your workout plan, 5 minutes improving your food plan, and let's say 30 minutes testing ideas that you learned from self-improvement books and videos. So you'd write it here. So for those 3 things, I'd recommend just using a timer. You can keep it simple, like 5 minutes a day, for example. So let's say those are the 3 bonus habits you might do. So you just write number 1, 5 minutes, assuming you did the full amount for that, for those 3 bonus habits. So just like that. And then what you want to do is you want to leave 1 space. And let's say you have 16 different money habits. So I got some money habits printed out on the list, especially for a good personal brand. So now you write just 1 through 16 and keep it simple. So you leave a little space like this and just write 1 down to 16, because each line is going to track a money habit. Remember, keep this simple. 15, 16. Okay, so we have 1 through 16 now. Just like this. Okay, check this out. So this is an example of the 16 money habits. Got the first page, and then we got the second page, right? And now look at this. Okay, so this is what we wrote down. So you write the month, day, year, 3 bonus habits. So let's say we spend 5 minutes, and 30 minutes on your 3 bonus habits. Or you could write down what you actually did for that. And then that's 16 money habits. So we got 1 down to 16. Now let me show you what to write for the other habit groups. Okay, so money habits is done. And then bonus habits is done. So now the backside is going to be most of the other ones. So morning routine set up for first main habit ones, and then some health habits in the night routine. So on the backside of the page, you're going to write this. At the top, you're going to write the same thing, the month, day, and the year. And now, this is going to be very simple. So now what you want to do is you get your morning routine. And let's say your morning routine is 11 habits. So you'll literally just write 1 down to 11. And I'm going to show you how you can use these pens. So this is an example of some morning routine habits that I want to do. And then look, month, day, year, morning routine, and then 1 down to 11. That's simple. And now look, with the 2 different color pens, green pen for the habits that you did. So the habits that you did, just put a check mark like this. So let's say those habits you did. Now, let's say for some reason you stop your morning routine that day, and then with the red pen, you would do this. You just put X's on the habits that you didn't do, and then green check marks on the habits that you did do. That simple. So for your morning routine habits, I don't really think it's worth time tracking, but track the ones that you actually did, the habits that you did. Okay, now, so we got that, and now below this, we're gonna set up the night routine. So the morning routine is ready. Now let's set up the night routine. So you put a little line over here. We're gonna name this night routine. And let's say for your night routine, maybe you have 10 habits. You might have more habits, but this is just my night routine. So we're gonna rate 1 through 10, the same way we did our morning routine. So it's the same idea as the morning routine. Green check marks for the habits that you did, and red X's for habits that you didn't do. And this is gonna be for your night routine. Just like that, same idea. So now we got our night routine ready. Now let's see which habit do we track next. It also doesn't take too much space. On this top part over here, we're gonna write the habits for setup for the first main habit, and then clean up to sleep. So setup is gonna be stuff like notifications, let's say Google Docs, and then set up habit papers. So we got the 3 examples there for setup for first main habit papers. And then what you do is you just set a physical timer or a timer on your phone and see how long it takes you to do those 3 things. Check social media notifications, I'd say for 5 minutes, docs, a couple minutes, and habit tracking papers, a couple minutes. And I would also add one more thing. check your email. So like for me, it would be Gmail. So let's say for that, maybe it would take you 20 minutes and 10 seconds. So we got that. And then clean up to sleep. You can either add this to your night routine or you can keep it separate. So when you finish your money habits, you set a timer to see how long it takes you to clean up your space before your night routine, and then you grade it down. So let's say it took you 30 minutes and 50 seconds. Just like this at the top. So we got that ready. So now the habits we have left are drinking water, workouts, entertainment, and eat. Since this bottom part has more space, this is where you're going to track the workouts and what we eat, and the other top one is going to be for the other habits. So the top one is going to be, so the top part is going to be drinking water, since that's simple. So let's just say health drinks and roll down what you drink. So let's say water, 8 ounces, water, 4 ounces, keep it simple. So so make sure you leave 1 or 2 lines, depends on how much water and health drinks you drink. I'm going to show you exactly what this looks like in the top row. But right now, let me explain to you what to write. Okay, so we have the health drinks ready. Entertainment, this is easy. Just write your entertainment goals, and then once you finish it, put a check mark, and if you fail, just put an X. So an example for you might be 2 8-ball pool games. Now let's say you completed that, then you didn't go over your limit, give yourself a check mark. If you do 20 minutes YouTube entertainment, box, and then once you finish that, you can put a check mark. And then use YouTube for self-improvement. Okay, entertainment. And then finally on the bottom row, we'll do workouts and what we eat. So let me show you what this looks like so far. So check this out. At the top, some habits after your morning routine. 5 minutes notifications, Google Docs setup, habit tracking papers and email, and then clean up to sleep. Total time for those things. We got our health drinks. So let's say water, we drink 8 ounces, and then let's say water for 4 ounces, and hit your hydration goals, whatever they are. And then we got some entertainment examples. So let's say 2 8-ball pool games, done. 20 minutes YouTube entertainment, done. And then this bottom row is we're going to track workouts and what we eat. You could also use Google Docs or a notebook for these, but to keep it simple, I'm going to show you how to do it with this paper. But if you have a bigger workout plan, you might need to use an app or a notebook for this. But let's keep it simple for now. Okay, so for workouts, write the workout and how much you do. So let's say if you do push-ups, maybe you do 10 push-ups, and then you do another 10 push-ups. So it'll be 10 and then 20. So now we have 20 total push-ups you did. And maybe after that you do another 20 push-ups. So let's say 40 we're at. And then you can do another workout example. So let's say jumping jacks. And the same idea, depends on how much you do. So let's say maybe 10, and then you do another 20, now we're at 30. So that's for your workout. And then finally we have eating. Now with eating, you can keep it simple and just track the total amount of time you spent with eating, or you can make a Google Doc with your daily food plan for how much you eat. So just keep it simple. So like let's say the meal and what you ate. So let's say workouts, like I said, push-ups. Let's say we had 40 push-ups we did so far. Jumping jacks, let's say 30 we did so far. So you do 10 jumping jacks and then you do 20 jumping jacks after. That's how I got that number. And with eating, you can write the meal and the foods that you ate. Or you could set a timer to see how long it takes you to eat your meal. Or if you want to keep it simple, like this isn't enough space, just make a Google Doc or online notes, have a daily food plan, and then once you eat it, just cross it off. So let's say lunch, you finished your full meal plan, And let's say you did that in 34 minutes and 20 seconds. So either one works. I think the second one is easier because your food plan might not fit on this paper right here. And that way you know, okay, I ate my full meal plan that I said I would, and I know how long it took me to eat that. So that way you don't eat too fast or too slow. So that's what the system looks like. So what do you think about this? Is it smart?